like forever. Are we ever gonna go fishing?
Stop it! I'm trying to find a boat launch! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Family Fun Fishing, here with Mason. And today we're going to be talking about how we find our fishing spots. Now there's a few different ways we go about when we want to go find a new spot to fish, or we're going somewhere and we want to try a different lake out. I use an app called iFish Alberta, and you can find it in your app store. I'm pretty sure it's compatible with iOS and the Google phone or whatever, the Microsoft, the Android. It's an app that you can bring up and you can look up lakes, you can look up rivers, you can look up special ponds, even local stock trout ponds, and you can type in the name of the lake or the name of the body of water you're going to fish in, and it'll bring it up on the screen and you can click it, and it actually shows you the types of fish that are in there. It shows you hot spots if you sign up for it, so you can see where other guys have used it so they can pinpoint. And what I love about it is it shows boat launches, so you can use it for finding like where I can drop my boat in, or little back roads that you can get to. That's one of the ways I use to find specific lakes. Some of the best things about it are the hot spots that people can link in it, the boat ramp finding that you can find in it. And one of the coolest things is if you're in a pinch, you can actually look up proximity search. And through the proximity search, it will bring up lakes or rivers or bodies of water near you. And you can even type in a fish species. So let's say we're here at home and we want to find a lake close by that has walleye, because we really want to go walleye fishing. You can pull up your iFish Alberta app, punch in walleye, and then you can put in a kilometer radius of how far away walleye are, and you can literally find a few lakes within wherever your kilometer search range was. Let's say I only want to drive an hour, so within 80 kilometers of the area, and it will bring up all the lakes within 80 kilometers of the area that have walleye. And it's such an interesting tool. But again, not all the lakes are listed on iFish Alberta, because I have some lakes that I know of that aren't listed on iFish Alberta that actually have fish in them. And I'm not sure if it's a database issue or something like that, but that's an excellent app that I've been using for a few years now that really determines where we're going to be fishing and how we're going to be fishing. Hey Mace, why are fish so easy to weigh? Because they have their own scales. Got him. Now there's a lot of lakes that aren't listed on there, and when I'm going to an area or I want to go find a new lake or something, I'll actually go to Google Maps and I'll type in the name of the lake, or I'll even just bring in my area of where I am, and I'll be able to zoom out and find a lake, and I'm like, okay, let's check out this lake, and then I'll Google that lake specifically, and I'll bring up the types of fish that are in there, and you'll have to look up, like, let's say for example, wabamin, and you've never fished wabamin before. You can Google or bring it up on Google Maps, and you see, okay, there's where wabamin is, and you can actually zoom in and find roads that run to the lake, and those are generally boat launches. And then you can actually Google wabamin fishing, and it'll bring up all the different fish there. It'll bring up a bunch of different things about the fishing there. And that's one way that we use to find fish or find what types of bait we're gonna bring. You wanna know exactly what you're going for species-wise, so you know what kind of tackle to bring, because nobody likes lugging around a 400-pound tackle box with everything in it. And like we're, for example, in the future, very near future, we're going to be going to BC, and we're going to be driving through a lot of BC, and I would like to stop and fish a couple of the lakes. So what I'm going to do, and I can't use iFish Alberta obviously because it's BC, so I'm going to be bringing up my map and I'm going to track our road, and I'm going to find what lake or body of water that we're going to be around, and with that, I'm going to Google those lakes and bodies of water and find out what fish have been in there, or if people have fished that lake before. So then you're not wasting time going to a lake that probably doesn't have any fish in them. I take Mason to all sorts of new different lakes, and he doesn't do any of the research, so he has no idea, and I'm there to help him. So when you're with your kid, That's what you have to be. You're the guy there guiding him and showing him, okay, we're going for pike, buddy. There's pike in this lake. So then he knows, okay, I'm going to throw my 5 of diamonds. I'm going to chuck it really far. I'm going to reel really fast. Or you got to know what fish species are in there so you know what you're doing. So yeah, those are our 2 big techniques of how to find lakes or rivers, or when you're going, so let's say you're traveling and you're like, oh, I'm going to a lake. Do your research on that lake before you go out there. If it's in Alberta, use your iFish Alberta app. Google it. Alberta Outdoorsman Forums has posts back from 2008 currently that share all sorts of information and hotspots and stuff. Not all anglers are those mean guys on Facebook that say, boots on the ground, do it yourself, figure it out. Because sometimes, especially when you have kids, boots on the ground isn't an option. So guys on Facebook that always say, go out there yourself, go do this. It's not easy when you have kids and you want to keep them interested in fishing and you're like, okay, buddy, we're going to go to this lake, never been to in my life, I have no idea what we're doing, and we might not catch anything because I don't know if there's fish in there. That's never fun. And yeah, you should be telling people, yeah, you should be doing some of your research, but it's nice to be able to help people too, because this is a sport we want more people to get into, because more money goes into the conservation and more money gets put into helping and keeping the fish populations. And we're trying to get Alberta to be an excellent fishing area. So the more people involved in fishing is the better. And the more people we're actually involving in it properly, the better. So these are my simple tips and tricks and techniques to find you guys local fishing spots in your area. And Mace, what's been your favorite lake that we fished at? Christina Lake. That's where our in-laws, my wife's parents live in British Columbia. And that is a lake that we go to all the time. And there's awesome bass fishing, trout fishing, kokanee fishing. And so in one of our upcoming videos, we'll definitely be doing some bass fishing in Christina Lake. And we'll be heading out to BC actually soon. So I'm going to be trying to do a bunch of fishing on the way there, while we're there, and on the way back. And we're going to make a ton of episodes. So we're looking forward to having you guys on that trip with us. But again, thanks for joining us on another episode of Family Fun Fishing. And make sure you guys like and subscribe our videos so we can keep bringing out quality content for you. And
Fish on!
fish on! Bye!